recorded. Okay. Sorry. So
Okay.
basically, if your like a two data sets having good indexes, then they will go for the merge loop in a both data set. Some cases it's a directly table based table. Some cases some record set deriving with another record set. So some cases if we have both derived table or derived query have a sufficient you can say indexes. For this case they can go for the merge. And if your execution plan have a hash match, it means you have to conscious about indexes. It means you have to introduce the indexes. So what we can do, tomorrow I will guide how we can create a indexes if indexes is not there. Like some cases what happen, SQL server is also suggesting these are missing index. But let's suppose your SQL is not suggesting any indexes. Then what we have to do? I will suggest how we can proceed to create a new indexes. So I can guide you what should do because it's a DBA task. We are not changing from the coding side. We are changing only introducing indexes. We are recompiling. We are, you can say, defragging the indexes. Defragment of index we are doing. We are not doing any, you can say, code level changes basically. Okay. So main thing you have to focus. If both you are getting into the execution plan, no problem. But if you are getting into the your execution plan, you have to more conscious for the creating index plan. And if index is already there, then you have to go for the rebuild indexes basically. And if you are in a production hour, then you have to go for the reorganization. Okay. So a straightforward don't follow for the rebuild because rebuild is a offline process. If you rebuild table completely lock, table lock completely, but reorganize, they will not lock your computer. Only data page locked. And after rebuild, they will unlock once again. It's not a problem. So if you want to do like a production hour time, then you have to go for the reorganize instead of rebuild. Okay. So, Zach, you know how much fragmentation you can go for the reorganize or rebuild. You know this?
Yeah, like 5 to 30 is reorg and 30 to more than that rebuild.
Okay. So why we are saying like if fragmentation is more than 30%, then we have to go for the rebuild. Why? Unless that we have to go for the reorganize. You know this? Why like a multiple SQL DB are suggesting if fragmentation is more than 30%, you have to go for the rebuild. Otherwise, you have to go for reorganize if less than that.
Yeah, if kind of less deletion happened on that table,
Okay, it
like
means you are
number of
saying like a
rows are
page
being deleted.
shifting, like a lesser page shifting will happen in case of
Right.
reorganization. Okay. So basically, what you have to focus, don't go with this like whatever statement you told, like a 30% greater than or less than. Let's suppose you are working into the production hour. Current server utilization is very high and this table utilization very high. For this case, you have to go for the organization, reorganization instead of rebuild. But if you are working into the, you can say, non-production hour, so for those case, you have to go for the rebuild for each and every table. And one another issue, let me notice here, like if you are going for the reorganization, what you have to do next step, you have to go for the update a statistic of those indexes. Okay. But if you are going for the rebuild index, it's not required to update a statistic. You got my point?
Yes, Payam.
So rebuild does not require update a statistic. It's automatically it's managed. But if you are going for the reorganization, you manually have to go for the reorganization, update a statistic. Okay. So let me identify. Let's suppose like today I start working. Tomorrow I got to know. they are saying you have to go for the execution plan and drill down. You have to create index, reveal the index fragmentation. You have to identify. Okay, so how we can identify index fragmentation here? So we have one DMB, select a star from sys dot dm underscore db underscore index physical states. You know this? In this object, you can say first is the database ID. Let's suppose you want indexing, or you can say fragmentation detail of a specific database. Then you have to pass your DB ID. DB ID, you know? DB ID is a function. Those function will help you to provide a database ID of a specific database. Okay. So I'm passing this DB ID. It means I want to fragmentation detail of a specific dish databases. Okay. And I'm going, okay, let me skip this. And after that, once again, I have to go. I passed DB ID. Let me go for the null. I'm going to pass. And after that, I can explain what is a null here. Okay. Okay. Let me go. What is the value, inline value parameters are there? Let me remove. I'm going with, okay, sorry. Okay. Okay. You can see here. First parameter is a database ID. Okay. Second parameter, object ID. Let's suppose you want to focus for a specific object like a customer or order detail. You have to only pass object ID in a second parameter. You got my point? First is a database ID. Which database you want? You want to a specific object, then you have to go for the specific object. And if you want a specific object of a specific index, you can go for the this one. And third, if you want to go for the partition, let's suppose your table falling in the partition, you can go for the partition. So basically these are parameter. Let's suppose I'm not going with a more detail, only I'm going for the specific one database. I want to know what is a fragmentation label. Okay, so basically I pass only database ID and I'm going to execute. If you can see here, one column is called average fragmentation percentage, this percentage. Okay, if you can select here, and you got to know what is the fragmentation of your indexes. So it's a very zero fragmentation. So it's not a problem. Let me check for other databases. These databases. Okay. So basically, okay, I already mentioned database ID. I'm going with the adventure walk. Okay, execute this one. So you can see, and if you want to filter out where average fragmentation is greater than, I'm going bother about 50%. So I want to consider only those. Nothing. What happened? It's not there. Okay, 50%. Okay, I said only 50. I'm going with the equal also. Okay. So you can see these object. Okay. This is a database ID. This is a object ID, and this is a index ID. Basically, this database, this object, and this index have a high fragmentation 50%. Okay. If you want to check for this object ID, basically you have to memorize this function like a db uh, object name. If you want object name, and you have to pass your object name detail here. So this is also function, only you have to pass your object name. So you got to know which object have a high fragmentation, and only you have to pass parameter is called object ID. So with help of this, you'll get to know which table have a high fragmentation. You can say this is a imply history. So let me filter out. I'm not going for the index ID also. We can create a, you can say, query also directly. Okay, let me go with the object ID, copy, and then I'm filtering those. And on basis of this state, you'll get to know what is the fragmentation of the indexes basically. So this is our table. And if you can search here indexes, you'll get a percentage. So if you can go for the revealed, In a revealed, you will get the percentage of those. You can see total fragmentation is a 50%. Are you able to see? So what should be action? You have to go for the reorganize instead of revealed on basis of your session. Like let's suppose current uh, production hour, then you have to go for the reorganize instead of revealed. Okay. Now, how you can track? Like let's suppose I have to identify which procedure is running more than 20 minutes. How you can identify? Arun, do you know?
Uh, I have some doubts, so I would like to say no.
Okay, so no problem. Basically, what happened? Like let's suppose uh, current, let's suppose your shift is morning for tomorrow onwards. Okay, and when you join a shift, and some person is saying yesterday morning evening we face some issue, and every day we are facing this issue. Some procedure is running more than 5 minutes. Okay, and our all procedure baseline execution is maximum 2 minutes, and one procedure is running more than that. How you can capture those detail basically? So basically, today I want to explain how we can capture those information. Okay. So let me go for the because I created one procedure. Okay. You can see here is a procedure. It's the straightforward. Anybody can understand easily. So this procedure basically I'm passing a customer ID. Yeah. In customer ID, you can say it's a customer ID is a parameter. So if I will select this table, you can see two records are there. And after that, we have a order table. I'm making a joining, two table joining with a common attribute called order ID. And after that, once again, I want to populate with a customer ID. And customer ID is a part of, you can say, order, you can say order table basically. So we have a two sets of query, and in between I added one wait for delay. Basically, this command will delay whatever value you will mention. For my case, I'm saying its execution is 1 minute 110 second. Okay. So let's suppose I want to figure out if any procedure is running beyond that, let's I'm going for the 2 minutes. Okay. If any procedure is running more than that, it means we have to capture. Okay. Any problem till now? So this procedure is very straightforward. I'm passing a customer ID. On basis of customer ID, we are populating a detail. Nothing to do. And only one main priority item is this. I'm saying you have to wait for 2 minutes 1 second. Okay. So basically, and we have another procedure is called, let me open. I created one also procedure. No, it's not a procedure. Okay. I'm removing a filter here. And you can see two procedure there. So I'm altering second procedure. Okay. In this procedure, I mentioned 1 minute, 1 minute, 10 second, 20 second. Okay. Let me alter this. Okay. So this procedure is also straightforward. I'm passing a order ID parameter as a parameter order ID, and I'm selecting a order detail and second order detail. And in this both SQL statement, I'm waiting for 1 minute, 30 seconds, 20 seconds. Okay. So, Zach, any concern, any issue regarding this procedure? Very straightforward procedure.
Yeah, yeah, I understood.
Okay. So,
But
how we
but
can?
Bhaiya, you have mentioned wait for delay. So it will take too much time, 1 minute 20 seconds.
Yes, yeah. Basically, let's suppose the actual execution of this procedure is 1 second only. Okay. So, if I mention 1 minute 20 second, it means you can say 1 minute 21 second they will take for the execution.
Yes.
So, do you want to minimize those for the testing?
Okay.
Okay, let me go for the zero, and I'm putting here 50 seconds. Okay. And another procedure, I'm modifying with a not a 2 minutes. I'm going for the 1 minute 1 second. Yeah. So what is our now goal? We have to filter out if any procedure is running more than 1 minute. I have to identify tomorrow morning. Okay. So today I came up is I started like a, I I created something like you can say event I created, and after that, tomorrow we'll get to know this procedure is executing more than 1 minutes. Okay. So let me start with the profiler, and I already explained first time I think in a demo. Profiler is decommission. So mainly we'll focus like a web extended event or activity monitor, and profiler is already there. If you want, you can use, but they are creating a double load on the server. So let me go with a profiler first. Okay. So what is the agenda now? I have to execute a profiler, and today simply if any procedure or query is running more than 1 minute, we have to filter out so that tomorrow we got to know this procedure is culprit, and I will hand over this procedure to the application developer team, or we can also start working for the tuning part. Okay. So let's get started with this SQL instance. So I'm connecting with this, and I'm providing some trace name proc execution more than 60 second. Okay. Here you have to go for the events. Okay. Okay. Let me go for the organize all the event here. I organize all the columns or filters. Okay. So what we have to do, show all event. How many event we have? So you have to go for the show all event, and so many audit trail are there. It's not required for my case. I'm unchecking or straightforward. Okay. So you can say it's a completely clean. Let me close, and once again I can show you. Close this. Okay. Here you have to go click on event and uncheck this. By default they are checking. I'm going for the uncheck, and after that show all event I'm going, and then you have to select here. Here you have to select uh, SQL. Basically I have to go for the SQL complete statement completed, whatever completed within a 2 minutes, or you can say 60 second, and SQL batch completed. Only two parameter I'm going with. I'm not going with all the parameter because batch start I will go each and every entry like it's not part of, you can say 60 second, and they will show you. So I'm not going for the starting. I'm going for the completion only. Okay. So SQL batch completed and SQL statement completed I'm selecting. So all the column. Okay. So whatever column you want, you can select. I'm going for the next step filter condition. Okay. So all you can say columns are there. Here is a duration. You are able to see. Here is a duration. In duration, you have to mention whatever execution is there. Like I'm saying more than 1 minutes. So you know already 1 second equal to 1000 microsecond. Okay. So you have to mention whatever a statement is there. You have to go for the this one. Select like a 1000. You have to each value you have to pass into the microsecond instead of second. Multiply 60. Okay. So you have to pass this value. So if anything is greater than this value, we have to filter out. Okay. Okay. And you can go for the run this tracer. And I think I didn't selected any column, so that will only a statement will show. Let me close and create a new trace here. Okay, let me close. I think I didn't selected any column. So only SQL statement you can see. I'm stopping this. I'm going with a new trace. Correct. Even. So- and mainly I have to select a SQL batch. Okay. SQL batch completed. Okay, and SQL statement completed. I'm going with column filter. I'm saying it's a duration only. Okay, greater than I mention this one. Okay, run now. Let me clear this. So any activity is capturing or not, you can say nothing is there. Let me try to execute. First of all, a smaller. This is a 1 minute, and if you can go, I created one another procedure. It's less than 1 minute. So I'm going to execute this procedure only. Okay, execute and procedure name, and I'm going to pass order ID 1. Okay, let me execute this. You can open here. Nothing is trigger here. Let me go for another procedure, whatever it's more than 1 minute. And I'm also executing for this one. Execute and this one. Order ID or customer ID 1. I'm going for this. You can say nothing is there. Okay. So let's wait for the completion. After completion, if execution is more than 60 seconds, they will filter out. They will not go for the each and every activity from the server. You got my point? So you can capture on basis of SQL batch completion. You will go to those information basically. So let's wait for the completion. So I think this part, one part is okay. Both part is running. Here is the 50. Okay, this is completed already. Now you can see here. But one problem is here. So you can see it's a customer one. I said 76. It's a, but I filter out 650,000 plus. It's a 50,000 plus. It's a 76. Two procedure I executed. Am I audible basically? Hello?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So why they came 7 6? What I mentioned. It should be not selected. So basically, what is the target here? If any procedure is executing more than six, like a
60,000
60,000, those
milliseconds.
should be
Yes.
listed out here. Okay, okay. Let me check what is your filter. One second. Let me try once again. I think greater than or less than. Maybe I forget. Let me see those. Event. Okay. Same server. Let me cancel this. So on basis of filter condition, you will get only a specific data. SQL batch completion and SQL statement completion. Next also we can go for the recompilation. If any procedure is part of recompilation, you can go through. Okay. Here is a filter. I'm going to add here greater than 600. It means 1,000, 6,000, 60,000. Greater than this, exclude all the row. Let me go for the run, clear this, and after that let me try to execute. This is a less than 1 minute. It's a 50-second only, and another we have more than that. Okay, so let me see. Oh, we have a multiple window open. Let me close. I think this is not required. Yeah, we are focusing this. Anything other is open? No, only one. So now you can see that we filter out only. You can say those execution duration is more than 60,000 microsecond. I don't know, somebody is calling. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see now. You can say duration is more than that. Maybe we selected a different profiler, so that's why we are getting those statement. But if you can see both procedure, you can this is also completed 1 minute 1 second. Here you can see this is also completed 50 second, but 50 second is list is not showing here. Are you getting those? So
Yeah.
on basis of your use case, like tomorrow, whatever, like execution is more than 20 minutes or duration, on basis of you can filter out, and that will not create a high load on the server. Okay, but if you are going with all the event, that will degrade your performance. Basically, what happened? Like let's suppose I'm executing a query. So when we are trying to execute, they will pass server as well as profiler. It means two requests will parallel, you can say it's a encapsulate server side and profiler end, and both record are start capturing. So if we have a minimum event, minimum you can say column, it means that will degrade like a low degradation possibility. Okay, and if you are selecting a multiple event, like a by default, if I will go for the multiple event, let me close this. So if I will select a new trace and I will connect this, and what I can do, okay, event, I selected all, I run this. So you can see so many activities. Okay. So if anything will happen, automatically they will start capturing. Let me go for this one. Let me go for any other statement, whatever you want. So you can see they started tracking each and every information. Okay. So, but if you added some filter condition, let's suppose you don't know duration, you know what is a procedure name. So in a profiler, directly what we can do, let me close this. You can filter with a event class. Okay, let me, okay, go for this one. Here is a text data. Okay, so what you can do with the help of text data, connect this and go for the selection. And here you have to add a filter on basis of text data. Text data. Okay, text data like I'm going with a this procedure. Okay, let me paste this procedure. I know procedure, maybe I don't know prefix, I know suffix something. So let me try to go for this one. And if you can go for this one, so if anything execute with this specific procedure, they will capture automatically. It's not a problem here. Let me go. Control Z. And if I will execute this one, you can see this is a capture. And if you can go for the different procedure or query, they will not capture basically. Yeah, are you able to see? So on basis of a specific need, you can filter out. But nowadays, what is happening? They start using a event. You can say extended event. Basically, those are playing with a metadata only. Okay. So whatever column are like available on basis of column availability, you can trace your event. Okay.
Uh, yeah, Mr. Rajesh. So, am I audible?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Tell me.
So, usually they say like using this profiler is like resource intensive operation.
Yes. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, when can we run this? Like, is in non-business hours, or even we can run in business hours based on the selective columns that we select?
Yeah, basically what I said, if any issue is happening, so it's a maybe production
Okay.
hour. Okay, so you have to
Mhm.
execute profiler on production hour, but you have to go for the a specific event, a specific filter. Don't go like a blindly with a all event, all like a without filter, a straightforward. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So please keep in your mind while executing a profiler. But I can guide you what is the next process for the like nowadays they start using a you can say extended event and how extended event equivalent to profiler and extended event basically capturing a information from the metadata. Okay, they are not going with a, you can say, uh, multiple like a request is encapsulating into the multiple session. Basically, it's not a resource intensive. Okay, so why they are saying a resource
Okay.
incentive? Because like let's suppose I'm executing one procedure or query, so they are encapsulating into the two form. One is a for the profiler, one for the actual request. And whatever action is happening, both are synchronizing with each other. So that's why they are saying it's a resource intensive. But like so many people are using, you know this, because if they created for the tracing a event, so you can trace the event with executing those, and you have to execute in a production hour. You can't go for the ideal if nothing is running. How you can capture your query? Okay,
Okay.
yeah. So maybe like when we'll get a time in between week, we can go for uh, for extended event, and maybe like if we have a time, we have a 7 minute time. You know what is a join cross apply? You know this cross apply? You know?
Yes,
Yeah,
Priya.
I know the basic join. Like,
Okay, basic join. You know, you don't know cross apply. Okay, so let me
yeah.
give one example so that you will be clear. I already
Okay.
created one function. Basically, what happened? Cross apply, join, you know, a state forward, whatever column is like a common between both table set or data set, you will making a join. But what is a cross apply here? I created one function. Let me show you. So basically cross apply running over the table valued function mainly. Table valued function, it's it's returning a completely table instead of a scalar value. Okay. So if you can select this function, what will happen? Let me show you a straightforward example. I'm going with this. I'm passing employee ID 1. What should be outcome? Okay, star from. This is a table valued. If I will try to execute, okay, star is not there. Okay, let me try with this one. Okay, okay, are you able to see? So basically what happened? It's a returning. This is a table valued function. This function is returning a table instead of scalar values. So let's suppose if we have another table, I already created those query. Let me open those. How cross apply start working? Because multiple metadata extraction, you will get to know you have to go for the you can say cross apply, and cross apply maybe create a problem. So I want to explain those point also. So let me go for the uh, product. Okay, let me refresh how many tables are there. Here is a project table and imply. Okay, let me show you something. Relation between two tables. This is a project. Okay, and we have another table called imply. Employee. Oh, no, sorry. Employee. Okay, implies. Good. Are you able to see any relation between both tables?
Yeah. Employee ID.
Okay, employee ID is a common between this. So project AB have a to imply LS. Okay. So let's how we can go for the cross apply and how we can go for this normal join. So let me go with the project. The alias is a P. I'm going for the inner join, and second is a imply. Here is a E on. Maybe you know this. It's a very straightforward. P dot imply ID is a common between both.
Yes.
Okay. So you can see here. Like a let's two statement we need. Imply, this imply map with the two project here, project A and B. Okay. Bob map with only one project, and you can see this imply is working for two project A and B. Let's suppose you have to find with the help of cross supply what should be like a same output, and you can also go for okay A dot imply name basically, and here is a project name. I'm going for the P dot project. So let me go for the project. I don't know what is your name. Project name. Okay. So let's suppose if I want same information with help of cross apply. Oh, what happened? What I
I think
really
the alias name.
oh alias is different. Yeah. Sorry. So okay. So this is a i- this information we extracted a help of query. Let me go for the join cross apply. I'm going for the cross apply. Cross apply. I already created one function. What we have to do, we have to pass only one parameter. Let me check what is a function. Okay, this is a function, and this function will provide. This is a function name. Cross apply will the employee ID. Okay, and I'm passing here. Okay, okay, and I'm going with the e alias, and here e dot employee ID. Okay, let me go for the entire all. Oh, what happened? Sorry. And if you can execute, you can see this information, same information you are getting here. So e dot imply name, let me try to put here, and let me put alias of this is p dot project name. So you can see both output are same if you can execute both. So basically these are cross apply. So cross apply mainly working on the table valued function. So basically table valued function, we are passing one parameter and they are returning a complete data set or table. Okay. So most of the case in a performance training, you'll get to know cross apply mainly we can use there. Yeah. So that's why I want like I have to explain this point so that that will be good. If we can go for the like a SQL handle, multiple execution plan, how you can find the like a cache plan basically. So you can understand this cross apply. Okay.
Okay. Like the join will consume more resource than this cross apply.
No, cross apply is expensive because it's running for the each and every execution. They are passing a parameter and each and every time on basis of parameter they are executing. So first one
Okay.
is a better than second one. Okay.
Okay.
I think with less than 1 minute our meeting will finish. Okay.
Okay, Priya.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Yep. I will inform like when we have to go for the next class.
Sure.
Okay, Priya.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.